Alright, for part 10, part A, we need to identify the dimensions of magnitude A as a hypotenuse of a right triangle, meaning that we need to use trigonometric functions to find the components of vector A by multiplying the magnitudes by negative sine x and cosine x. Now, because the vector is pointing down, that makes sine negative. So we would plug in 5, negative 5 sine, and then for x, we would substitute x for the angle 36.9 degrees. So we'll do 36.9, and then we'll do cosine, then plug in the 36.9, and then solve that on our calculator. And that would be 5 sine 36.9 give us negative 3.0. And then we would do the same for 5 cosine. That would give us 3.99, which we can round up to 4. And that would give us a x and y equals 4.0 negative 3.0. Now, for part B, we generally do the same thing we did with part A. So instead of putting 5, we would put our magnitude, which is 6.40. We would do negative 6.40 sine, and then we would input the angle of 20, 6.40 cosine 20. You would do that in the calculator, and you would type in that, clearly do negative 6.40 sine 20 that would give us negative 2.18, which we can round up to 2.19. We'll do the cosine, 6.40 cosine 20. And that would give us 6.01. Okay, and for part B, we are going to grab our x's and we are going to multiply them together. And that will give us, so we'll do 4.00 times negative 2.19 should give us 4.00 times negative 2.19 gives us negative 8.76. And we'll do the same thing for the negative 3 and 6.0. So negative 3 6.01 is negative 18.03. Then if we add those two together, negative 8.76 minus 18.03 equals to 26. Just 0.03. It's going to give us negative 26.79, which can we round up to negative 26.8. Alright, and for part D, we will generally follow the same process as 1 and 2. Instead of being negative sign, it'll just be positive because we are going counterclockwise. So it'll be 6.50 sine and 55. This will give us our y, which will be, type that in the calculator, give us 5.32. Right, and if we do now that for the cosine, that will give us 3.72. Okay, now this is going to be our y, and this is going to be our x. Now we will multiply the y. It's going to be our cy and cx. Now we will multiply our cy with our dy, which will be 5 times 32 times negative 8.40, which will give us, type that in the calculator, negative 44.688. And then we'll do it for our y. For our x, I mean, it's 3.72 times 4.80. That will give us 17.856. Now, if we subtract our 44.688 by our 17.856, 17.856. Type that in the calculator, and our answer will be negative 26.8 32. And that will be our answer for that part.